Upon a time, there was a little classroom with colorful walls and even brighter smiles in which a bunch of hard-working students could be found. They worked on their math until they could say their multiplication tables in their dreams. They learned about photosynthesis and came to see how crucial light was for life. Poems, popes, or Picasso, they were quite the experts in their subjects. They learned everything all good boys and girls should be learning and were very pleased with themselves. Until, one day, a quiet boy with dark green eyes whispered something shocking. "Mrs., I feel like something is missing in our lives." Time went by. They made an astonishing discovery. For while they had kept their noses busy in their books and mastered all the subjects, the world outside had been moving at an unbelievable pace. It was ablaze. It was pulsating with energy alive. And they, despite all their knowledge, were baffled and scared by it. Revolutions and uprisings. Historical landmarks and milestones. Monumental moments forever engraved in time. So much had been happening and they were missing it all. What good were polynomials and spelling words if they could not make sense out of this vibrant world? They finally saw that they were part of this beautiful, unpredictable world. It truly mattered to them. And if they wanted to be a part of it, they had to understand it, to listen to it, to question it, to fight for it, to be deeply in it. So, for the weeks to come, they feverishly worked out a new curriculum for their school, which they simply titled, Social Justice. Their new, collaborative curriculum was constantly evolving and growing and, simultaneously, came to embody all of their subjects. While academically focused, it strived to create an environment that was sensitive and relevant to culture. Experimental, critical, and centered around the loves of students, it tackled issues related to their education and society at large. For the first time, they felt as if they were truly accomplishing something. As new issues seized the world, they stepped out and got involved. They became critical thinkers, debaters, activists, dreamers. They stumbled upon the concepts of race, gender, socioeconomic status, and class. Alone and in groups, they discussed and planned and created. Together, they joined to help their community in its endless struggles. With open eyes, they looked not in dismay at the inequalities and issues, but with hope. Empowerment and respect flourished. They embraced diversity. They cried. They failed. Legs shaking, they always found the strength to stand up again. Teams were built, broken, and re-established. But, always, they pushed on. Their teachers were their facilitators who introduced them to works of renowned authors such as Gloria Ladso-Billings, Brian Schultz, Eleanor Duckworth, Nina Wallerstein, and Gina Nyorn. These particular individuals advocated for students and their education, and they followed in their footsteps. In school, their teachers incorporated critical various lesson plans such as CNN student news into the classroom so they would become familiar with global and local issues. They went to rallies and community picnics, wrote letters and petitioned, volunteered and sacrificed their time. Their voice was loud, their silence even louder. They refused to allow the color of one's skin or how much money he made influence their deep sense of equality and justice for all. Bit by bit, step by step, they came to see how superficial their knowledge's worth had been when it was nothing more than a way to get good grades. In themselves, they saw their greatest victory. One remarked emphatically how true the saying was, "Go into the world and do well." But more importantly, go into the world and do good. At last, they had found a purpose that sang true to their very spirit. They were educators. They were students. And they stood for social justice.